Chickenduck, episode 133. Joining us this week, special guest, Erin. I got to start all over again because I completely fucking had a moment. Welcome back to Saturdays with Chickenduck, episode 133. Joining us this week, Brian Vu.
Hello, hello, hello.
And Casey.
Hi.
See, I don't like that at all. We don't ever do it that way. You're always the last one to get introduced.
Okay.
Welcome back, everybody. Saturdays with Chickenduck, episode 133. Joining us this week, we have a special guest from the Big Apple, from In Demand. Not on demand, In Demand. All right, I got to start. We're going to use one of those 14 starts, right?
Use them all.
So
I'm going to use them all.
Erin Andrews is joining us from New York City. You are actually a editor and producer, I understand, correct?
Yes.
You live in the city?
I live in Queens, so it's like...
That's the city to me. That's like... Is Queens... Okay, so when you say New York...
Yeah.
I don't have anything to even compare it to when you start talking about the boroughs, other than, like, Philly.
Right.
So, like, Philly has, like, Fishtown and Kensington, like all those little spots. But I think New York is being a hell of a lot bigger than that. So, like...
Definitely. If you're in New York and you say you're from the city, you definitely have to be from
Downtown,
Manhattan
right.
itself. Yeah.
Right.
If you say, yeah, I live in the city and you're in Queens, then
That's like me saying I'm from Philly.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Like I live 45 minutes.
And
an
it
hour
literally
from
takes
Philly.
me 45 minutes to get to the city. So
I'm
the same. Yeah.
By that justification, I'm from Philadelphia.
It's that far from
Well,
Manhattan.
it's not that far distance-wise, just getting there, like the subways.
Time-wise, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Or you could get in a car, try.
Yeah, you can do that. Take 2 hours.
The only experience I have driving anywhere near there is we're a distributor for a manufacturer all the way out in Bellport, I think, all the way out of the end of the Long Island. And I've driven through New York one time, and I'll never, ever drive through New York again.
It's a terrible experience.
Yeah, it was
driven,
awful.
Like giant vans through Times Square and...
No, I just took my car. I sat through a 5-hour presentation in Lancaster and then drove. It took about 4.5 hours to get to the city or get to the place where I was going. Wasn't pleasant.
I used to go up there every Sunday.
For
Adderall.
And
oh, that's it. You were studying.
Yeah, and it was
Right.
completely illegal.
That's why you had to drive all the way to New York for it.
That's where the classes were.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
I got to ask.
Yes.
You came in here carrying, and you were clutching it up till just about a minute ago, a red bag in your hand.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, I put my water bottle in the red bag. You see, Deja wants to ride bikes.
Okay.
So I went and bought a bike to ride bikes with her.
Okay.
I rode the bike here.
No, you didn't.
I did.
I
That's
knew
what
it was-
took you so
I knew it
long.
was taking a weird amount
Yeah.
of time.
Yeah.
You were pedaling your little legs.
I told you it takes him a little while because he's smaller.
What kind of bike? Where's your bike at right now?
It's in the driveway.
Chained to anything?
No, just in the
Okay.
yard.
You're putting your life in your
Well, I figure if it's not there, Casey can probably give me a ride home, hopefully.
And you don't have to ride bikes anymore.
Where did you get At least you won't have to ride it home. Where did you get it?
At Walmart. It's just a cheap.
See, again,
Is it like the vintage kind from like that looks like it's from the 70s?
like a beachcomber.
No, but I thought about getting one of those. I really did because the seats are big and comfortable. This seat hurts my butt. I really thought about getting one of those big beach ones.
Here comes that little Asian kid on the beachcomber again, Mom. It's okay when you're riding around with Deja, but when somebody sees you rolling, it's like, what's the guy from Friday? That would be like me on one of those bikes. The guy with
Zeus?
Yeah.
I don't remember his
I
name
forget his
from
name in the movie.
Debo.
Debo. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Good.
Yeah,
Who-
so that's.
who is Snow the product or whatever the fuck it is?
Oh, she's a female artist. rapper,
What's your
singer.
sudden infatuation with her all out of
I've been listening to her for a while. I don't know, just been in a mood
Your
to
Facebook
listen
has
to.
been littered with her name for the past 24 hours, and I'm concerned.
I was up last night listening to, and I just posted the songs I was listening to.
Why is the spelled with an A?
You'd have to ask her.
I think I've definitely heard of her.
Yeah?
So, yeah.
Yeah, she's good. She's real good.
He's from the city.
The city in New York.
Well, he's actually from here.
Yeah, I'm actually
Which-
from about 5 minutes.
Actually,
You're blowing it, Aaron.
which actually brought me to the question is, so did you come here today from New York?
No. I was here all weekend.
Oh, I was going to
Just to
say.
do the podcast.
Well, I was going to question.
Yes, I did.
Didn't you know I had a helipad?
Well, I was wondering what antics he might have pulled to lure you from New York to come here.
No,
Take a look over there on that chair.
The belt.
Under the belt.
I can't see it. Probably can't.
I can't see it.
oh, yeah,
Oh, the
yeah,
green
that's
screen's
right.
over there.
Yeah, it's on the chair.
Oh,
Yeah, Aaron, you brought us a green screen.
Green screen. Yeah.
nice.
Jimmy's been
Finally
asking
be able
us.
to travel.
Yeah.
I
So-
understand how those things work.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Nice.
no problem.
Where will we put the green screen,
I
and
haven't
what will
thought of
we
that.
do with it?
I was actually just going to paint the whole room green, but now I have something to figure out. I don't know what we'll do with it.
I was thinking like we could set it up on this wall over here, and then like every week before the show, we could have Ryan do like a
Weather report.
Yeah, weather report for next week's weather. Like you could predict it because, well, you guys know the timeline. This is actually
A week and a
last
day.
week and a day. So if we were recording today, he would have to do the weather for next week.
Yeah, what's the reason you guys don't shoot on
What's
Saturdays?
the reason?
Live, you mean?
Yes.
There's no reason that we don't do anything.
I mean, I understand live, but I mean, shooting on Saturdays, like, just so.
It's just Sundays are more convenient for
Are they,
everyone,
though?
I think. For me, they are.
Why?
Because I have the least
why do
amount
we-
of stuff to do on Sundays.
Why do we need to work our schedules around your convenience? It's in my house. If anything, we should go for what Jim needs.
What do you need?
I think we should limit it to like 20 minutes a week, and I don't know, just randomly do it whenever I feel like it.
Nah.
He'll just text us all, hey, guys, you busy? I've got time.
20 minutes. No, I like Sundays because it gives me a reason to get my wife and kid out of the house for a couple hours without getting yelled at or feeling bad about it.
Yeah, and I started releasing it, like when we first started, I started doing it, releasing it a week later after we recorded because I was editing a lot of stuff out.
Right.
But after we started doing the video, I don't really edit a lot of stuff out anymore, so.
Because you don't know how.
No, I do.
It's just a lot more obvious.
But like, I want to put that video
Yeah.
right here. Right? Bam. Video right here. Like a picture of something. I don't know. You don't even know what.
Yeah, you have the room right down at the
Bam.
bottom where the skull is.
See?
You put a
All
video-
kinds of room for
video there.
post-processing stuff. Bam! Right up here. I'm telling you.
Well, Aaron said he might edit this one, so. We can
I could
get him to
throw
throw
it.
it.
I could go crazy.
Cut yourself out. We'll get it. It'll only be this half of the table and a voice once in a while. I wouldn't even know what to put there. But there's got bam, something.
Just a little cloud, like the old Batman in comics just says bam.
Bam. Yeah.
Do we need to pay for that though? I feel like that would be like.
No, I don't think they have copyright on just
Bam.
the word.
I actually meant the cloud.
Did you see LeBron is trying to copyright Taco Tuesday?
I did see that, yeah.
LeBron James
Yeah.
under what?
No clue. I just saw the headline.
He doesn't sell tacos.
Exactly.
He should, though. That's
Yeah,
Next-
maybe he's
pretty
going to
sure-
start. Maybe.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure the Brass Lantern started Taco Tuesday.
He loved the brass lantern.
I missed the
I'm
Brass
pretty
Lantern.
sure not, but
Big Daddy started Taco
yeah,
Tuesday.
you're right. He was the first. I remember going to. That was probably my first Taco Tuesday, though. Now that you say that, but I believe that there are probably people down south that have been having Taco Tuesdays for a long time.
Why down south?
Like closer to Mexico, where tacos are from.
That would be west. Southwest.
Okay.
Like south is
You
Florida.
gotta go south first, though. I mean, you don't have to go first. Yeah, south is Florida. Yeah,
Southwest.
it's not really a taco so much as I don't know. What is it? Cuban sandwiches.
Yeah.
They're delicious, also. Not really sure where I'm going with this, but now I'm hungry for both tacos and Cuban sandwiches.
So tell us what you do up in the big city, Aaron.
Big cutter.
You're a big cutter.
Do a lot of cutting. Yeah.
You
not
just
like-
triggered a whole lot of our
Yeah,
listeners.
sorry
They're
about
all-
that.
It's
I
all right.
meant
They're
video cutting.
coping.
Video.
Yeah.
Video editing. Yeah, so I work for a company that does like video on demand services for like cable companies like Comcast and Spectrum. So basically, if you go on demand and you look in like the top left-hand corner, you'll see a loop of all of the things that are playing. Sometimes you'll see like a host like introducing this is what's coming up on demand. That's what I'm cutting. So I'm cutting that loop.
Wow. I mean, you work for
So
your company. But
the company isn't like consumer facing, so it's just we provide the video
A service.
services and
and that's just a contract with like a Comcast or a Time
Right.
Warner type thing.
right.
So what software do you use
We use
primarily?
Premiere, Adobe Premiere.
Okay.
Yeah, and
It's
After
a little out of
Effects
our
and
price range. At the moment. Couple more listeners.
Just a tad, yeah. Yeah, go to patreon.com/chickenduck.
All of you. That's cool, man. How long you been doing it?
this is about a year now, so a little bit over a year.
So you went to school for?
Yeah, I went to film school at Penn State. I did before this. I was working 2 years at a green screen studio.
Whoops.
That's
Y'all are
fucking
killing me.
rude. So rude.
Sorry.
It's okay. You should apologize to our guest and our
I
listeners.
just said I'm sorry.
Just ruined the whole story.
I'm just gonna leave.
Is there any big trade news or anything?
I didn't even read it. I just turned the volume off. I don't know. Did you
You
want
know
to
that
look?
was an ESPN.
Yeah,
it was an ESPN
The alert was
Yeah.
that Erin Andrews is not coming to our podcast today. Yeah, I went to school for all that fun stuff. Didn't really make the turn to go actually get a job for it, but I went. I graduated high school in 2000, so.
Okay.
But we worked on I worked on more like 3D modeling and stuff like that. So we worked like Maya and
Right.
then into like Avid for some video and
For like the big budget movies, a lot of short films, like all the narrative stuff. It's usually Avid.
Avid, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of how it was even back. It was starting to get. I mean, we started with Final Cut, for years, but then once into our senior year, we started working with Avid,
Right.
and then I started selling beer, and now I sell doors. So yeah, I have a hard enough time trying to help my friends build a website anymore. So I've kind of lost touch with that whole side of things.
So much has changed.
Oh, I know. And he was he's like, oh, you can help me. No, I can't help you with any of this editing stuff.
Yeah.
I could, I just don't want to.
You refuse.
Yeah, sorry.
He's not sorry.
Brings back
No,
bad
not
memories.
at all.
I spent a lot of money for the press.
Oh yeah.
I found in the process editing is nobody likes to edit. It's rare to find people that that want to edit something. Everybody wants to shoot, everybody wants to direct, everyone wants to write something and then shoot it themselves. But the editing, nobody
Sure.
likes to do that. It's meticulous and you have to have patience.
That's the thing. You have to sit through it
Yeah.
over and over and over again.
Yeah,
And learn something that you don't even. I mean, you could have no concern over the subject matter at
Right.
all, and you're just
right. That's
forced
the
to
worst. Yeah,
listen over and over again.
yeah.
Kind of like this podcast.
Over
That's why.
and over.
That's why I'm glad we started doing video, where I can just say that I don't know how to edit. So
I just
I
stopped
just have
dropping
to
the
listen
F-bomb, and we don't talk about your cocaine habit anymore.
former cocaine.
Right.
I know. Ever since you were a little kid, you used to always. I remember at your mom's one birthday party, you put a whole video together for her.
Yeah. I just I always used to watch the behind the scenes things on DVDs and stuff like that, and so that's how I kind of got into it. And then I started with Windows Movie Maker, and that was I would take trailers from YouTube download them and like cut them up, and I would take like disaster movie trailers and then cut them up to make them like comedies or stupid stuff like that. But it was the only thing I could do where like I couldn't go out and shoot. I didn't have like the budget or the people to go out and shoot my own stuff, so that was like the only thing I could do, and so I just like wanted to do that. And
Do you have any idea how they do the deep fake stuff?
I have no idea how they do it, but I love watching that stuff.
Me too. You were talking about like just cutting stuff apart, and that just reminded me of that. I can't get enough of it. Like I sit at work and just watch them over and over. The Dr. Fakenstein videos.
The Mike Tyson ones are
God.
fantastic.
Dude, the kid, the Sesame Street ones. I can't stop watching it. And then I show everybody in my office. Like I have mostly conservative Republicans in my office, and then I'm sitting there like, you gotta come watch this. Joe Rogan talks to Theo. Like, who are all these people, and why are they Sesame Street characters? It's funny shit.
Yeah, there's a really good one of. Have you seen the one of Bill Hader where he transforms to Tom Cruise?
I did.
Wow.
It's so good. That's probably the best one I've seen. It's so good.
And it's all Dr. Fakenstein, right? Is
Not
it
all
the
of
same
them. There's
guy?
a couple of them.
Oh, there's a couple of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We'll watch some after you.
Sure.
The show.
Yeah. I was looking at your YouTube page.
Yeah.
Your one video just surpassed over 100,000 views.
I saw that. Yeah. I didn't think that would get brought up, but
Holy shit!
It's a green screen test, right?
yeah. That was one of the first videos I
It's
posted.
a good one.
It's
Really?
it's basically just. Do you know Creed, the band Creed?
Yeah.
Well, they have that song. What is it called? It's like, oh no.
All of them.
Yeah. That one. But it's basically it was probably that green screen actually. I just got it and I wanted to use it in some way, so I just set it on the basement floor and I played that Creed song and then I just like lip synced to it and rolled around on the floor looking like an idiot. And then I guess it was on collegehumor.com, if you know what college.
I do.
Somebody posted on there, and so like it really blew up on there. And then it was on that G4 show, like Attack of the Show, and they just ripped me apart.
Years ago.
This was years ago.
Because
It's
the show isn't
the
on
channel.
anymore.
I don't think is on anymore. Yeah,
They replaced it with like GQ or whatever.
right. Yeah. So they just basically made fun of me for like 20 seconds and played my video.
Here's something very, very special. It's a young man using green screen technology for the first time in his life. Unfortunately, it's set to the soaring tune of Creed's Ode to Divine Salvation, One Last Breath.
Oh, God. Well, that's, I think that's Creed's last fan flying away.
That was a good one. That was a very good one.
So you're a fucking YouTube star.
Yeah,
100,000 fucking people.
I like
is
to-
a lot.
I like to
of people.
consider
We can't even
myself
get 100.
No, we have over 100 now.
But you've been begging them. You're offering them free shirts.
Yeah, they're not by choice. That's out of pity, I think.
Oh man,
Yeah,
Please
today
subscribe
that's
to our
nothing, But back then, like,
that's pretty
I felt
awesome.
like
though.
I was like big. I was getting like the
It's on
ad
your-
revenue.
it's on your
thing, I was
resume.
getting like 3 cents. Yeah.
So, what was on the background? What was?
Oh, it was clouds. So I was just I was just in the sky. It was like I was free falling. Yeah. I was just rolling around. I was playing the drums.
So like, in today's, it's still on. It's still on.
It's still up. Yeah, I have to
Has
keep
it
it up.
has it gotten a takedown with the music?
No, I don't know why. It's
Because-
the whole song. It's the entire
From start to finish,
Start
you
to
have
finish. It's the entire
the Creed song,
Yeah.
unaltered,
And it even says that in the title, right? It says
Yeah, it's called
Creed
Green Screen.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah.
And you, so how did you would know this? How do you monetize a YouTube video? Like, how does that even turn into revenue?
Well, you don't have a song like I did, but basically,
No, we weren't gonna. Scott, whatever your name is. We're not coming after your music.
you just have to have a certain. I don't remember what the number is, but you have to have a certain amount of subscribers. Your videos have to be all. It has to be all original, so you can't have any copyrighted stuff.
Sure.
And and then they'll contact you, and then you'll have like a thing next to your videos that says monetize, not monetize, and then you can monetize if you want to. And I did that for a couple of videos and got like 4 cents from it. So it's pretty great.
Big time.
It's pretty great. And now I'm a big cutter.
4 cents to a New York cutter.
Yeah.
Whew. We got to stop calling you a cutter. People,
Yeah.
they're going to, all 97 of them are going to start sending.
We'll get a lot of emo. We'll get a lot of emo listeners.
How do they know you didn't edit that?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, or how do you know that we're not going to edit the cuts onto your wrists now?
Well, hopefully
Oh my
Big time.
goodness.
I can hashtag cutter
Big time
and
cutter.
emo.
Jesus. That is not the kind of.
You'll get a lot of people to tune in real quick.
What are you reading on?
Just seeing if I had any notes.
Any hits? Any big hits on the Insta page lately?
No.
No.
No, no, no.
Where have you been traveling?
Nowhere. I had a week of vacation. Traveling under my house.
I saw that picture.
I saw that too. I was wondering what you were doing.
I told you I ran out of time. I couldn't Photoshop you in and out of the.
Maybe we could get the big cutter to.
I don't know. I don't know. That's there's a picture of him in a respirator,
Tyvek
and
suit.
goggles and a suit, just his head popping out of the crawl space.
I think I did see this
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
So I was gonna obviously have it pop out.
The best-
very slowly.
Right.
The best is I'm under there, and we had a groundhog problem under the front porch, and there were a couple vents, air conditioner vents that weren't attached, that I had to go all the way back to reattach. And the best is, like, I see Barbara walking past in the yard, and I'm like, Barbara! I start yelling, and she's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? I was like, can you take a picture of me peeking out of here?
You need
What is
fucking
wrong?
help, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah, it sucked.
You could be popping up right at the bottom of the screen. I could do that. You know.
There you go. We can have
Just randomly, like
just
when
like
you
an
spot
over,
Casey.
put him everywhere.
There
Well,
was
it'd be
a
more impressive if we could just start doing that to other people's YouTube videos.
well, we could maybe if you want to edit this one. There was a Mike Tyson one on his hotboxing thing where they said if you can count the number of pigeons that are shown in this episode, like you could win a free T-shirt, and you had to give like the time of when it was, and like a pigeon would just show up like in the corner, like up on the wall.
So you're gonna have
So,
chicken
yeah,
ducks.
we could have little chicken ducks.
Not your Tyvek's face.
Well, when we're talking about the Tyvek, have that pop up out of the bottom, and then we can have chicken ducks all
How
over,
much
like up
time
on
do you
Evil.
think he has to devote to doing
He's a
this
big time
for us.
cutter, man.
Dude, he's got 100,000 people behind him. He doesn't have time for us.
Sure, he does.
I don't know, man. That's awesome though. I like editing. I always kind of liked.
Oh yeah,
Well,
133 episodes you've done.
I don't like editing our shit because I'm in it. Like I can't stand seeing and hearing myself. I can't stand it. So listening to it over and over and over again would drive me crazy.
Oh, it's fun.
But I liked it when I was in school. I didn't mind staying up for days on end trying to get shit done in a
Yeah.
lab with no drugs. Seriously, that was mostly.
Yeah, in
seriously.
college.
Mostly.
Yeah,
Shut up.
most.
You don't know. You weren't there. You weren't there for that. Besides, that was the college.
That's right. It's a long time ago. So, you have any projects that you worked on? I know you filmed some of your own, like short films and stuff on YouTube too, right?
Yeah. I have some of my own stuff on there. I've done like a few weddings, which can be like very stressful, but I love the cutting. I love the editing of it. I love the editing. I'm gonna say editing from now on.
I love just cutting.
I love to edit. But yeah, I did a couple short things in college. I just got back from Vegas for this. There's like, I don't know if you follow boxing at all, but there's like a Sean Porter and Errol Spence have a fight coming up. So that's something I'm trying to do more of at my job. I'm an editor-producer, so I was kind of doing the producing side of things and
Nice.
producing an interview with one of the fighters. So
For like a live show.
for their pay-per-view event, just promotion. So
Oh,
we
just
just sat down with him and interviewed him, and yeah.
And when you say you were the producer,
Yeah.
there was an interviewer. You were not the interviewer.
Right. I was
So
not.
you didn't
the-
actually have to sit there and like interview somebody.
Right. I was just.
Which would be
Yeah.
probably a little more.
A little more
stressful.
nerve wracking. Yeah. I volunteered to be
Boxer, no
behind the
less.
camera. I'm not really an in front of the camera person. So.
I feel the same way
Yeah. Yeah.
about myself, not
Right.
about you. I didn't,
Right,
didn't
right.
mean that.
No, it's
oh,
fine.
actually, about all three of us. But I think I have a voice for radio or a face for radio. So, but so you went out there and you sat down and had an interview with the boxer and his whole entourage.
Yeah,
I'm
it was
assuming.
actually just him. I was surprised he just came alone. He was really cool about it. He's kind of the underdog for the fight, so I think he's really just excited to fight. And
When's the fight?
September 28th. Order it on pay-per-view.
There you go.
Yeah,
Easy plug.
yeah,
It's kind of a weird plug. We don't get a whole lot of pay-per-view plugs.
yeah. Fox pay-per-view.
Whatever works for you, I guess.
Yeah.
Whoever you work for, I should say.
So what is that? What do you do for producing an interview, a video?
So for that, it's kind of like on a regular shoot, you would have a director, but for a shoot like this, it's basically a producer. So you kind of decide what shots you're going to get, what the shots look like. You kind of make sure the crew knows what they're doing and the talent's here. And
Let's take a step back for this one-person interview.
yes,
How many people are on your crew?
we had 3 people.
So you have a cameraman.
We had 1 cameraman, lighting, and then sound.
with 3 people
3 people. Yeah, it was like
and the interviewer
and the interviewer.
and
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
We're at 5.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
The interviewer is also a producer, so she was with me. The crew is a separate crew that we hire,
Right.
so they're not actually with In Demand.
okay, but you're control. I mean, you're in charge of what they're doing essentially.
Right.
For,
Right. Right.
that's a lot. Like I can't even keep you in line. You know, he shows up whenever he feels like it, and you're just a smart ass. I couldn't deal with another like 4 people, and like a guy with an expensive camera. The camera just sits still.
Yeah,
I could never be a producer.
this one till we start.
We get the camera guy in.
Yeah,
So we get him.
and then sound guy with the overhead boom.
Is there a guy with one of them? And you're
Yeah.
It's the same as the camera guy. He holds both of them.
how do their arms not get tired?
Yeah. It's a skill. I don't know. I definitely couldn't do it.
I couldn't either. Be in the
Well,
middle
you're
of
too
something.
little.
I mean, I break.
Yeah,
I need to
dude.
break my arms.
You need to be on stilts.
Yeah, I'm about to fall off this ladder
A lot,
here.
of lot more equipment involved.
hold on. The guy's got to move his ladder to
I would need somebody to come and get my nosebleed.
his step stool. Oh, boo! It's because you're little.
Well,
Who's on your shirt? What's on your shirt?
Tech 9.
Okay.
I was just at this concert a little bit back.
You are just
That's the. Remember, he went to the concert at the Chameleon Club in Lancaster, and
Yeah.
then they got the beer afterwards, the Tech 9 beer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Tech 9 beer. I forgot.
Yeah, the Booloo.
I do remember that.
Booloo. I remember.
You remember?
I vaguely remember.
It's
Only
archived.
because
You could
the
always
beer
look it
was-
up.
It was the same thing as Snow the product. It was all over your Facebook feed for a day. So.
Well, they're independent artists. They're not like mainstreamers,
Oh,
so,
so they do their
you'll
research
never hear them
independent.
on the radio or yeah. Mhm. They-
So you share their stuff to try and promote it.
yeah,
Get it out there.
yeah.
It's sort of like our show. We're just a small independent.
That's how
Podcast.
That's how I research independently. Yeah,
Aaron,
Same thing.
Aaron and Andrew's people.
same thing. You said peep. I don't know where that came from.
Was that
I don't know if you
before
were
or
going
after?
through my search history or what, but it wasn't on there. I don't know, man. I got a wife.
Was that before or after the show started?
What?
The peeping talk.
The peeping?
Will it be in the episode or
I
not?
think it was in the episode.
Yeah, I think it was too.
I think it was probably the funniest thing I said. I think we should keep it.
Well, was it recording? If it was
definitely during one of the intros.
No man meat.
One of the intro.
Well,
One of the intros.
if it's recording,
was
it's
only
there.
It's got it. We're somewhere. It's got us somewhere. So.
You got anything for us, Ryan?
Not really. There was something I wanted to mention, but I completely forgot it. To
Good.
be honest,
Good.
completely.
That's helpful.
Yeah. Well, I think I kind of did touch on a little bit about getting the bike and riding the bike. Yeah.
We'll be happy to see you get your bike when you go upstairs. I really hope you're still there.
May I
It'll be there.
may I record a small
that's
segment of it
definitely
of you riding away down the street for our YouTube page?
I don't care.
Can I find the music that you can play while that happens?
Sure.
Well, it's got to be the Hulk music.
Oh, I was going to
No.
pick something from like Seventh Heaven or some TV show from the 90s.
I wouldn't even know what that sounded like.
No, you were.
I love that show. That was
It was a good show.
great show. How do you guys
That's
all
the
know
deal.
each other?
School.
School.
Ryan and I graduated together. Jim, we played football together.
Gotcha.
I was a year behind them.
And he went to Central after a while.
I don't really like him.
This has just turned into a business venture. We're not really friends anymore.
Business venture would imply that it's lucrative.
Well, we get a couple dollars.
We got stickers.
Most of my best friends are from high school, and I feel like it's always people are like, you have friends from high school still? Like you're still friends with people from high school? It's like
Yeah.
a weird thing.
Yeah, it's around here. I mean, there's still a couple of us that get together, but I don't talk to any of my friends from college.
Yeah.
None. So you either.
I never went to college.
No, I
so-
meant your friends from my college.
Did I have those?
Well, customers.
I don't really
Prank
think
call.
I talked to any of mine either.
You know what?
I don't really think I talked to any of the people I'm
You okay?
friends with from college either.
No.
No, I don't
Did you
think
go
so.
to college?
Yeah. Just finished it. Well, because when I got laid off from Loomis, they paid for me, so I went and got an associate's, and I mean, just from BTI. And that was, 5-6 years ago, 7 years ago. I also went to the
7 years ago, when you were 30, you went to BTI when you were 30,
I did.
not out of high school.
No. Well, out of high school, I started going to RAC, but that didn't last too long.
Okay, I just was making sure you weren't just giving me bullshit math there.
No. Yeah, no. Out of high school, I went to RAC. That didn't last long because they said I failed algebra.
They said that.
Yeah, because I didn't show up to enough.
That's an interesting way to say that you failed algebra.
Well, I did technically because I didn't show up to enough classes.
Yes.
My lowest test score was a 92.
Oh.
So I was like, how did I fail? And they're like, you didn't show up you missed more than 3 classes. I said, you know what? I'm done. I'm not taking algebra 1 again.
You told them.
Wow. They didn't get any more of my money.
So you still owe them.
No, that was paid off. That's been paid off.
So they did get your money.
Yeah, any more, they didn't get.
You
I didn't have to
sign
go
up
any
for- You
further.
didn't sign up for another class. After
Yeah,
that.
that was it. I was out.
So you
But then
paid
I
for
went
the
to
class.
Canada, and
For
I
the
went.
wiring.
I went to Mobile Dynamics in Canada with Henry. Yeah, for the MECP cert and all that.
I thought you seemed Canadian.
Hey,
You remind me of a Canadian.
Tommy Chong.
I mean, Chung's American, isn't he?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought he was born and raised in California.
Nope.
he messed up the whole
Kinda.
rest of his day now.
Tommy Chung.
Yep. Canadian.
Cheech and Chong, Tommy Chung.
Yes.
Is from Canada.
Yes. Yes, he is.
That's where the head explosion gets edited in.
Can you do editing like Tim and Eric's show?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. I'm hired. Done. Here, have some nonpareils. That's all I want to do. That's the only reason that I even allowed video.
That's the most fun kind of editing.
I
It's just,
agree.
like, perfect.
Explain it
Like,
to me.
I have a cat. Can we take a picture of the cat's tongue and then make everything a cat's tongue?
yeah, we can do that.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
going
yeah.
with that. Have you never watched the show?
I've seen like the stuff that you send me. I see like spaghetti.
That's a
I've
great video.
seen like petite feet, but that's not like real editing. I mean, there's just
No,
like
the
a
show's
guy's
just-
feet, and then
it's the same as the Action Bronson show. I mean, it's it might even be the same guy. I don't know. The editing is almost identical. The first couple of Action Bronson shows to Tim and Eric's.
yeah. It's
mean,
just
we
like
can watch it
random
then.
nonsense or what?
It's not random nonsense. It's fucking bizarre.
Like
I don't know that
the
it's
like the
random
like the
nonsense.
guy's face. You mean like that?
Yeah.
Like the
Or like the repetitive, like, I don't even know how to describe it.
what's the guy's name that is going to be on the show in October sometime? David
David something
Liebhart,
yeah,
or is that his name?
I think
Right?
so. I don't
Yeah.
know that he's actually going to come here.
I messaged him on Instagram, and his
We'll
little
talk.
friend Jonah.
Dude, that's the most alarming thing of all of it. His little friend, is that how he introduced? Careful, because he
can't
might
remember.
be a listener now.
His assistant. We'll say his
So
assistant.
the puppeteer on Tim and Eric.
They're living among us, and they're from another star. Tell me the name of those critters. My favorite race is called the Corinthians.
Oh, you're actually gonna get him on here?
Yeah.
Well, I messaged him, and we have to figure out how to do.
Keep in mind, my wife and son live in this house, so I don't know that we're actually going to come here.
Right.
But, I mean, the guy's a puppeteer in California, so I don't know that he's actually going to come here. But he said he's touring in September, so we're in September.
Yeah, he's touring. Well, he's touring with Tim and Eric.
Mm-mm.
He said he.
I don't think that they're all friendly anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What? That guy just goes on tour by himself?
No, probably not. There's probably another group that he's with.
Have you guys seen I Think You Should Leave on Netflix?
No.
Very Tim and Eric, like you'd really like it.
I'll watch
It's
it
a
this
sketch show with Tim Robinson.
All right.
That's his name. Yeah.
I will watch it this afternoon.
Yeah. Actually, Tim is actually in it a little bit, so you know.
No, I think that they're both bizarre. I love the whole everything about the show.
Yeah.
I think it's, and my wife can't fucking stand it.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that helps. Actually, make it better for me. But everything about it, like John C. Reilly. in
Oh,
it.
he's great.
Yes.
Dr. Steve Brule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, even that whole thing, they said that, you know, just do whatever you want, and he does whatever the fuck he wants. And
I
that's
still
the
use that,
character
that
he came
gif
up
where
with.
he's just looking all around.
So his name is on Instagram, Adventures with David. I don't know his real name. But I said, would you be interested in calling our podcast? And he said, hi, Dave's helper boy Jonah here.
He is a ventriloquist, so I would not.
That's his puppet.
I would believe 100% that that's.
And he said, yeah, we can probability make
Can you
it
do
happen.
This puppet's voice, please.
I don't even know what the puppet
Make it
sounds
up.
like.
I don't know either.
We'll be touring. We'll be touring together. Most of September, so that's a good time for me to try and coordinate it. So I just have to email him.
Okay.
Art by Liebhart. After September 4th.
That's tomorrow or the day after.
Well, it was actually,
That's Tuesday.
yeah.
Careful. That's another fucking brain buster. So I don't look to go back to that. I don't think that him and Tim and Eric are still buddies.
Okay.
So we'll have to do some.
Are Tim and Eric still a show? Is that still a thing?
I mean, they're on. You can stream it. I don't know if
Right.
They're making.
They're
new
both doing
episodes.
their own thing now.
Oh, okay.
I think. Yeah.
He.
Oh, is that fucking rude?
It's only a matter of time before that happened. I think
I think Tim's directing stuff now.
there's
Isn't he?
some weird like murder. Wasn't he like he made some murder trial about himself?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see
It's
that.
fucking bizarre. I'm telling you. I think it's on Netflix. Maybe it's on YouTube. I don't know. I wasn't prepared for any of this conversation. You have me so excited about being able to do that. I more than anything just want to know how to do it. And then I want like it to happen to me.
Yeah, there's some tracking involved there. That's a little more intensive After Effects stuff, but it can definitely be done.
Do they? I mean, the green screen would be utilized there as well. I'm assuming, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
most of the shot, you have to get them on the green screen first before you can do all that manipulation.
Not necessarily. No. Yeah, you just kind of have to for like the head explosion, like
Yeah.
replacing something with your head, you just basically have to
Max
track
it out.
something, and yeah,
What does that mean? You have to track something. I don't know.
you just find. So like if I wanted to have a flame come out of my hand, I would track. I would put a
I mean, like
point-
that one?
yeah, like this one right here. It's very realistic. So I would find a point on my hand, maybe my thumb, and then that would be a tracking point. And then I attach the video file of like a flame to that tracking point, and then it'll follow wherever my hand goes.
Oh, okay.
So that's, or you could do it frame by frame and move it every frame, but that'd be kind of hard.
Right, and kind of silly.
Very silly.
Right.
I didn't see the fire.
Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you'll be able to see it.
Win your free T-shirt.
This episode's gonna be a lot different from the other episodes.
Hey, I'm all for it. Oh, fuck.
Gonna have to join Patreon to see the fire, right?
No, no.
What are you drinking there?
That's his bike water.
Oh, you have bike water.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Make sure you
I thought it was regular water.
subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can see Ryan riding his new bicycle.
That should be on Patreon.
Sure.
It's gonna be good. Didn't you want to ask me about my shirt?
Yeah, why? Is that, first of all, you bought that from Zach, I'm assuming.
No, I bought this brand new.
In 1988.
No,
Oh, it's a reproduction.
it's a.
Oh, you bought it on Amazon.
It's vintage. He just took it out of the plastic this morning.
That's so rude. I bought it from Dustin Rhodes, his website.
Isn't he dead?
Dusty Rhodes is dead. His dad.
You could see
The
where I had
American
the
Dream.
confusion. Well, how old was Dustin Rhodes in 1988?
This is when he started wrestling in 1988. He's in his 50s.
Dustin.
Yeah, Gold Dust.
Oh, yeah.
Remember Gold Dust?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are we going with this conversation?
You asked me about my shirt
Only that, like, why would you have a Dustin Rhodes shirt? Gold
because
Dust was a...
Actually, you asked him to ask you
I
about.
know.
Yeah. What?
You thought Dustin Rhodes was what?
No, I didn't think anything. Gold Dust was a kind of a... I always thought
How dare you?
doucher. I didn't really care for him. I mean...
Was that the guy in the all gold bodysuit?
black V.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So you
Painted
judge
his
someone
face,
by
too.
what they
I mean,
look
his
like?
face was gold also, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And his hair.
Dumb.
Did he have hair?
So you judge someone by what they look like.
Most of the time. Most of the
I
time.
don't want to know what
Very-
he thinks about me.
Well, it depends.
I know. I don't have the
It's gonna
fountain
change
on.
a couple minutes when I go upstairs and watch you ride away in the sunset.
Are you going to play any music?
I'm going to give him some tracks. We're going to talk about 7-7 after the show. Come up with some good tracks. What were we talking about? Oh,
Dustin Rhodes.
I thought it was the American Dream.
That was his father.
Right.
And then now Cody, Dustin's younger brother.
I don't care.
They started
How
this.
do you know this?
Well, they started this AEW.
Cool.
It's with Dustin Rhodes.
Do you think that, like, when we have these conversations and I try to end the conversation, do you think that I'm concerned or that I'm interested that you keep talking about it, or are you just doing it to? Yeah. Okay. Because you
Tony-
know I don't care about AEW, right?
Do you know who owns the Jacksonville Jaguars? Tony Khan.
Oh,
The
Tony.
Pakistani
Tony,
guy
yeah.
with the
Yeah,
he
yeah.
owns AEW now.
Oh.
It's a new thing that just started,
Way to
Ryan.
segue that one.
A new
They
thing?
got a television deal.
You fucking working for him now? You're their marketing
I would
director.
like to. I get back
Them
in.
and
I was
the
thinking
herd.
about. I was thinking about getting back into fighting form.
Special guest referee.
Would you be my manager?
Yeah.
I'm done.
Sure.
Cool.
Come
Good,
out
man.
there.
I think you should. Are you getting back into the wrestling ring, or are you going to start?
I was thinking about it.
Yeah, definitely.
Chris Jericho just won the championship last night. The new AEW
Do you listen to his
championship.
podcast?
No, but I heard it's really good.
He advertises the shit out of it on 105. All the time.
But he's 49, so I still got some time.
I guess.
10 years.
Yeah.
Better get yourself a bike and start riding, get into shape.
I don't know. My knees are shot.
Your knees are shot, so you're going to go back into wrestling.
Makes sense.
Yeah. You don't use your knees.
Barely. You have 2 of them.
There's actually a guy in AEW that has no legs.
Shut
I
up.
swear to God.
What are they?
Swear to God.
In a tag team. They
No,
throw-
he's really good. Actually,
throw him at somebody.
Oh yeah, they fucking toss him around.
Dude.
Have you seen the Mickey Rourke movie, The Wrestler?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. I actually knew a lot of those guys in that movie from
Really?
when I used to wrestle. Yeah.
Wow.
And I actually know some of the guys that are in AEW. The referee, head referee Paul Turner.
The way you've been talking about it,
He
it sounds like
reffed.
you might have some involvement in the ownership of AEW.
Wow. I wouldn't mind.
Someday.
One day, you got to keep your
But anyway, head referee Paul Turner for AEW.
yeah.
He started at the
PT.
same time that I started. He lives in Lancaster,
Oh.
and he reffed quite a few of my matches when I was a professional wrestler.
Cool. We having him on.
I've been trying to get a hold of him.
I can just go over to his. I can stop by his house while I'm in Lancaster at work.
Sure.
Just call him up, see if he needs a new door, see if he wants to come on the show. Is PT in there? Hey, PT. Casey sent me. You remember? Rich Lather.
Exactly.
Whatever. Keep it moving. Jesus Christ. What fun things are you doing this afternoon?
I will be mulching. Yeah.
I'm going to watch that show that you recommended.
Yes.
I'm very excited about that. Where are you going this week?
I have to fly to Arizona on Wednesday for a final inspection, then I come home Wednesday.
That's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
How long are you in town?
I leave Tuesday morning.
Back to the Big Apple.
Back to the Big Apple.
Gets a big cut to do.
Yes, I do.
How about you, Ryan? Where are you riding to this week?
All over.
Yeah, where does she want to do this bike riding? Just around the neighborhood? You want to go over to Grings Mill?
Well, yesterday we rode down to the river and rode back, and then we rode up across and down to Dietrich's Park. That's what I wanted to mention. I remember now. So we rode.
Fucking rude.
So we rode down to Dietrich's Park. There's a path around the soccer fields down there. And so we just to ride around there for a little bit. We stopped at the pavilion there. One on the Riverfest side where the bands were playing and stuff. And as we're stopped there to get a drink and stuff, a family comes down. And they brought their kids to ride their bikes around there too. And they walk around the track.
So where you got the bike?
I can't say. So, anyway. So the two kids go by. There's another kid on a bike with training wheels, and they've got a baby in a stroller, and they're starting to walk down. The kid on the training wheels is coming down, and he's picking up speed. And I'm on the phone with my aunt, and I'm watching him, and I'm thinking, oh, he's going to get speed wobble and take one. And I'm watching him, and he's...
Speed wobble.
Yeah, it's a thing.
He's gonna get it.
Yeah.
Kind of like chlamydia.
I mean, it's in the air. If you downhill, it's primarily down here, never uphill. But anyway,
You got to be going real fast
well,
Uphill.
if you're
to get the speed wobble.
3,
Or, you know,
4
let
years
go of
old,
the
Speed
handlebars.
wobble hits you out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
you don't know it's coming. You're right.
That's why they call it speed wobble.
But anyway, he didn't get speed wobble. Luckily, what he did was couldn't slow down or make the turn
Into
and
the
went
river.
over. I thought he did. I didn't know how thick the trees and bushes were there. I said, I gotta call you back. So I run down because I watched him. Whoop. As I'm running down, I can hear him start to cry, and his dad's running behind me, and he's up. I think he was more scared than anything.
Trip his dad.
No.
I'm
No.
saving this kid. Why don't you watch your kid closer? I'll get him.
No, well, as I ran down, I said, "You all right, bud?" I said, "Your dad's right here." Because I saw him. He's running right behind me. His dad got him, and I went over and I pulled the bike out of the.
Oh, so that's where you got the bike.
Still has training wheels on it. I didn't take them off.
You should sell the training wheels.
I thought about it, but it's good stability.
You don't get speed wobble.
Yeah.
Well, what happened though? I mean, well, that's what saved him from speed wobble.
The training wheels saved him from the speed wobble.
Yeah,
But
that's a better brakes.
he had the speed, not so much the wobble over the hill.
Did you
over the
think
bank.
when he did that? Did you think first thing Evel Knievel?
Actually, I thought Doug Danger, but to each his own.
Sure. When is the last time you rode a bicycle other than
Yesterday?
Yeah.
Ooh. I don't know.
It's been a while, right?
Years.
Before high school was over? Did you have a bike in high school?
I had a bike, no, once I started driving, I didn't really ride
Yeah.
a bike anymore. So it was like 16, 17.
And how was it? Was it just like riding a bike?
Just like riding a bike. It's like the back
This
of your
is the
hand.
worst fucking conversation we've had in 3 years. You're asking him how riding a bicycle was.
After 20 years of not riding a bike. You know how they always say...
Do you know where Do you know where that sentence comes from, Casey? It's like riding a bike. That's why it doesn't matter if it's 20 years, because it's like riding a bike.
It's like riding a bike.
He's going to get on it and pedal, and it'll be just like 20 years ago.
Well, that's why I wanted to ask. Was it just like riding a bike?
Yeah, it was like riding a bike for the first time. But when you learn how to ride a bike, and it takes you a long time to get real comfortable with it.
Too much for me to handle.
Yeah. Well, you just wait a minute, because I'm going to finish this.
I can't wait to watch you ride away.
No, but I first hopped on, and it was kind of a little, whoa. And, you get your balance, and it's like, okay, yeah, I remember this. Good to go.
Good.
Took about maybe two house lengths to ride down the street, before I got real comfortable.
Good.
Till you got it out of the kid's yard.
Yeah, I didn't want to put it on the concrete right away. I ran 2 houses away, then got on. I need to separate some distance in case they try to run after me.
You got anything else for us, bud?
Just some nonpareils and cheese. And
Some nonpareils. Erin is now hired because of our nonpareils.
You're hired. Have some nonpareils.
Oh, boy.
No. I got nothing, man. We had a bunch of people in my house yesterday, and I'm happy that's over. Father-in-law turned 60.
Oh, happy birthday, Hap.
Happy birthday, Hap.
Last week and a day. 2 days.
I don't actually know when his birthday is. So it might be today. Maybe it was yesterday. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
oh, shit.
Do you got anything else for us, Erin? Anything you want to plug? Where people can follow you?
Yeah, Erin M. Andrews on Instagram, Twitter.
How about the
2 A's, an R, and an O, and an N, if you were wondering.
Yeah.
How about the YouTube? Where can people find the green screen?
Just type in Creed green screen test on YouTube, and it should be top 5 at least. I doubt there's many videos called that.
I can't wait to find it. I have never been more excited for a release of Saturdays with Chickenduck in my life.
I could edit some of the video into the podcast.
Bam!
All right. So, is that it? Is that all you got?
That's all I got. The only thing I have in my notes is just times I've been arrested, but that's...
I don't want to talk about that.
well, yeah, that's like a whole show.
It's like a whole show.
a whole mini-series.
Yeah. That's a five-part series.
Well, thanks for joining us, Erin.
Yeah,
It's
thank
been-
you for having me.
It's been nice to have you, and you're more than welcome to stop by
Awesome.
next time you're in town. I look forward to seeing your work very shortly after I
Thank you.
finish here.
Yeah.
And for you two, I'm really excited to see you riding away.
Yeah, subscribe to our YouTube channel to make sure you can see Ryan riding away on his bicycle.
It's been emotional.
Goodbye.
Why, first off, is he laying sideways? Why is it so close? And I just noticed that he was lip syncing. I didn't realize
And I
that
don't
before.
like that move right there.
That's my favorite move.
Well, if that is your favorite move, then please send me special videos.